Jewells68 here for Talk to Me Tuesday on Tuesday, October 13th. I missed last week and I have a lot to talk about, so I'm going to jump right in and I'm just going to focus on 3 things today, even though I have a million things going on. I'm going to talk about 3 things today. First, the September swap package, which I got from Crafts from Love. It arrived last week, and I just noticed this label, which I had never seen before, on the bottom of this awesome crocheted TARDIS that she included, inside which she stuffed all of the Doctor Who fat quarters. So it truly is bigger on the inside. What a great idea. And your labels are very cute. I should get some of those made for myself. That's really cool. I like that. But look at the box. That's the other thing I wanted to show you. The box arrived and I knew exactly what it was because it had TTMT in big letters, and it also had a Halloween kitty. So very cute, very fun. Thank you so much, Rainey. I got all the other stuff I have right here, except the yarn, which is in the other room because I'm using it on a Project Linus blanket, I think. But I have it in the bag with that in case I want to use it for that. The 2 other things I was going to talk about are quilts. The first one is the monkey quilt for Beckett. Beckett was due next week. He arrived 6 weeks early. He's now home and doing well, growing leaps and bounds already. And the family is adjusting to having a newborn in the house. They've got a toddler who's 3 and a 10-year-old who is being an awesome big sister and learning about swaddling and all that cool stuff, so that's fun. I finally got that package mailed. The quilt's been actually done for weeks, but first I didn't have the label done, and then I noticed all of a sudden that there was a spot that I had planned to quilt and I hadn't quilted it, and I texted Jennifer about it. And decided to go ahead and quilt it because I couldn't quilt it exactly the way I had planned because of the binding already being on. But I had missed one of the quilts, and I felt like it needed more quilting in that section, and that was my plan. So I went ahead and just modified my plan slightly, and instead of having it outline the big star, I put it, I guess it would be inlining. I put it on the inside of the star. Instead of outside, because I couldn't do outside. And so that's done. I took some pics finally, because we finally had some good sun yesterday morning, although it was kind of early, so the sun was kind of facing me when I was taking the pictures, so it was not as good a light as it could have been. I will insert those pictures here. That got shipped out in the mail today, along with some other Halloween goodies that I sent for Braden, the 3-year-old, to kind of play dress up and stuff with. Some old costumes of Phoebe's and things. And I don't think any of them are big enough to fit Maddie, who's the 10-year-old. But, but yeah, so hopefully they don't watch this video and they didn't just see the sneak peek. But if they did, you shouldn't have watched. And so that's it for the monkey quilt. I ended up actually naming the quilt, but I didn't put the name on the label. The name was Wonky Monkey Starshine, and if you're old like me, there's a song from, I believe it's from Hair, the musical, Good Morning Starshine, and I don't know why, but this quilt just makes me feel the way I feel when I hear that song. I'm just happy, and yeah, so Google it. I don't know. Good morning, starshine. The earth says hello. If you know the song, that's how it goes. Anyway, that's it. I'm talking too much about that. We're done with that quilt. And finally, I'm like racing through these because I'm trying to get it all in 10 minutes and not have to do a lot of editing because I am on my lunch break. The other thing I wanted to talk about is I did end up taking I think it was like Introduction to Free Motion Quilting or Beginning Free Motion Quilting class at Quilt Works, one of our local quilt stores, Sunday, September 27th. And I didn't get everything out of it that I had hoped to, but I did get enough. I did accomplish the big goal, which was to get over my fear of just diving in and free motion quilting, get over that little hump. The 4-hour class turned into 2 hours about thread and batting, and then another 2 hours of just barely starting the actual process of free motion quilting, designing, and stuff like that. So yeah, this was my sample deal here. And actually this bit right here, and the pebbles I just barely started right before we finished. So the little bit bigger meandering, and the loop-de-loops and the leaves, and I think I'm showing you the back. Okay, so the bigger meandering over here, and the loop-de-loops and the leaves, and the loops with the stars and the spirals, and these petals I just barely started in the class, and then all the rest of this I did afterward, just like practicing. And I took that quilt that I had pieced from the chopped up panel that someone had donated to Project Linus. I found a strip of yellow that I could use in the back to make it just long enough so that I didn't have to add a lot more or add a border or anything to it. So I did do that. I free motion quilted it. I just dove in, and when I started freaking out at the beginning because I didn't think it looked good, I stopped, took some deep breaths, said, "You're not ripping this out, you're going to keep going," and I kept going. And it was done before I knew it. It was so exciting. If you haven't tried it yet and you want to, don't let your anxiety about if you're a perfectionist. I'm a perfectionist, and I was judging myself the entire time, but I forced myself to keep going. And I was so happy when I was done. Even though I know it's not as good looking as some other quilts I see all the other ladies bring to Project Linus, I don't care. I think I did good. And so I did use a multicolored yarn that I've been dying to use, which was this sulky right here, and I used like a cobalt blue on the back, which kind of disappeared in most of it, except in the yellow strip across the back, so you can really see it there. The panel had that strip that had the bigger teddy bears and like a sheep and some stuff, and moons. And I basically, the first thing I did was just outline those. I outlined them above and below, and then I went into free motion quilting the rest of the quilt. I chose the multicolor thread because there were so many colors on that quilt top. I felt like it was a good choice. And yeah, so I will insert pictures. I didn't get pictures outside because it was too cloudy both days that it was done before I turned it in. So I had to take them inside. So the pictures aren't that great, but I will insert pictures here. And that is it for me. I'm not going to ramble anymore. This is already my second try at filming. So I look forward to watching your videos. Everybody's doing really great stuff right now. And I will see you next week. Bye!